This week in Wonder Kids, we asked our students what they thought biomedical engineering was, and we also asked them what they think biomedical engineers do. This is what many of them had to say.
I think it's thinking it out and writing it.
I think a bioengineer is someone that figures out how to make medicine. I think it means that people build stuff, also technology. Engineer is a COVID test.
Medicine that you can help other people.
I think it is about the body because it has medical in it.
I don't know because I draw a question mark.
I draw buffers.
We would like to start off by thanking Karen Romano Young for creating such an amazing piece about Dr. Darin Gray and allowing us to learn more about him. And so I'm going to read a little bit of these bubbles so you get to know him a little more. So the first one says, I grew up taking things apart. My mom was a single parent and I would help her with repairs. We rewired our house and took apart the plumbing. Our Detroit house had a basement and we figured out how to keep it from flooding. I have 3 sisters. I constantly built contraptions to keep them from coming to my room. There were no 3D printers or software. You just built stuff. He loves having a chance to play. So a lot of engineering is being able to play with a lot of different things, taking it apart and putting it back together, or even making new things. If you're passionate about cool gadgets and have fun with them, you can get kids excited about them too. To give kids a taste of biomedical engineering, today we are going to be making something fun together.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Darin Gray. I am coming to you from my home, but I'm usually at the University of Southern California. I am an engineer. I have 6 degrees. One is biomedical engineering, another electrical engineering, another math. I've got a degree in teaching and cybersecurity and a degree in education technology. And so biomedical engineering, I started way long time ago at USC. And in biomedical engineering, we get to do cool things to help people be healthy and to help them have a really good quality of life. It involves medical, science, math. The goal of biomedical engineering is to take the engineering expertise to help people have quality of life, long life, and health. Bioengineers sometimes are called to design instruments and devices, some of them including artificial joints, artificial hands. There's heart pacemakers. There are people who have bioengineered skin. In the olden days, and still to a lot, if you had to have skin replaced, like from burning, they would have to take skin from one part of you and graft it onto another part. But now we have things like bioengineered skin. We've got kidney dialysis machines, heart and lung machines. So there's a lot that bioengineers have done to create instruments to make life a little bit easier for people as they're recovering from injury or illness. There are things like you see the image there of the human brain, the image there of an artery, and bioengineers help the doctors to see inside of your body so that they can help you come up with cures and solutions. Before we had these machines, the only way to see inside your body was to and look. Hey, what's that? There's a heart in there. Probably not the thing that you want. You also worry about the damage, the scar tissue. Now we can actually image things. We can go in and see your brain. We don't have to look down into your brain. We don't have to poke as many things. We can see it from the imaging. Bioinstrumentation, we can measure your nervous system. We can see how your heart is working. And for people who have issues with hearing, We have things called cochlear implants, which allow people who were not able to hear to be able to hear. We have these tiny little devices, nano devices that can be inserted into your body to help your body recover and to also take imaging from the inside. Here's some images of some looking at someone's brain. There's an image there. You see the scanner. Sometimes what happens, and we have some labs here at USC Biomedical Engineering Labs where they'll actually connect you to the scanning device and they'll ask you questions. They can see which parts of your brains activate when you talk, when you think, when you laugh. And so what we have in these systems of instrumentations are ways in which we get to know the human body a lot better. And then there's the artificial limbs. There are people who have limb loss either due to disease, to injury, or there are some issues that happen when people are born. And so what the olden ways of doing, you'd have, I don't know if you remember Peter Pan, if you did not have, they would just put some prosthetic on like a hook or something. But now we have prosthetic limbs that your brain can control. And so you can reach and pick up an egg. Your brain controls the robotic or the prosthetic arm. And we've been able to make these types of improvements. We've also been able to make improvements in imaging. So it's not just X-ray. We have ultrasound scanners. We have ways in which we can see into the human body a lot better. And we also have things like surgical robots. These robots are specialized so that they can perform surgeries that a normal person could perform, but human beings are flawed. If you ever try to pick up something, sometimes you can't get a good grip on it. Your hand might shake a little bit, or it's your hand-eye coordination. Maybe, your left eye is a little bit stronger than your right eye, and so you have to adjust for that. Well, if you're doing things like brain surgery or heart surgery, you really don't want that level of error. These surgical robots will put the surgical instrument or the laser exactly in the right place every single time. The biomedical engineering, we look at materials. So when you start thinking about the human body, if you ever had a splinter or ever had something that is inserted into your body fights against any foreign object. And so what you want to make sure is that whatever materials that you place into the body doesn't get rejected by the body. And so if you want to come up with artificial skin or tissue or wound dressing, or even if you're inserting devices inside the human body, you have to make them so that your body doesn't detect it as a pathogen or virus or bacteria, that it accepts it as part of the body. We're going to look at a particular type of device. This is a spirometer. A spirometer is a device that measures the amount of air that you're able to breathe in and out, and the time it takes you to exhale completely after you take a deep breath. And it's used a lot for people like me who have asthma. So I have asthma, my daughter has asthma, my mom and my sisters have asthma. And sometimes with asthma, it's harder for you to breathe in and breathe out. A way that they measure how well you breathe is how well, if I take a deep breath and then I blow as hard as I can, how much air can I get out of my lungs in a short amount of time. So that's what a spirometer does. And usually with people who have lung issues, this is a device that they use, designed by bioengineers. The goal is to measure the health of your lung. We are going to make our own. And one of the really cool things about being an engineer is coming up with cool ways to make things given the materials that you have. So sometimes you may not have a 3D printer, or you may not even have something like batteries. You have to be able to create something out of what you have. And that's one of the wonderful things about being an engineer, is you learn these types of things. One of the sheets of paper, just crumble it into a nice ball. So now what you're going to do is you're going to cut the string about the length of your head, maybe a little bit longer. And then you're going to tie the string around the paper like this. Now what you're going to do is, on that second sheet of paper, you're going to draw a graph. And if you don't know what a graph is, it's a line going this way, up and down, and it runs into a line going this way. So we have a vertical line and a horizontal line. You're going to tape your graph to the wall, and then you want to tape the string so that it lines up with the vertical or the up and down part of your graph, and that the bottom of the paper is on the long part, the horizontal part of your graph. So now what you're going to do, blow. You're going to test it out. You're going to take as deep of a breath as you can and then blow it and have someone mark to see how high your crumbled piece of paper goes.
So here's my thermometer.
Very good. Very good. Awesome. Very good. That's very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Nice. Nice.
The students had a lot of fun. Now it's time for their post-test, where we ask them again, what do they think biomedical engineers do, and what is biomedical engineering? Here's what many of them had to say.
Biomedical engineering is someone that builds.
So I do a science engineer building a robot, and he's in a science lab. I think biomedical engineering is people that make robotic things for your body. Mine is a robot. Mine is a robot.
I think it's about building robots, but I just only write letters down.
Thank you.